There we go. How's it going, everyone? Good day to everyone. I figured I'd try to bust out a video here real quick while everyone else is distracted and settled. I may get interrupted, so I'll just cut it short, but don't really need to say a whole lot really for this video. I'm going to do my yearly Q&A. And it just popped into my head the other day, earlier today, I was thinking about how, at least once a year or so, no particular schedule, I just have a Carpo Q&A where people can ask me any question they want. And really the point for me, it isn't to be some kind of like guru on any subject or anything. It's for the questions that people ask me that are maybe more complicated, that take a long time to type out. I try to give responses to everyone's comments, at least a majority, and it's difficult because I don't really have the time to do all of it, and I obviously don't have the time to give detailed responses to everyone. And sometimes people have asked me a question and been like, hey, I'm still curious about that. So this is what this is, Not only ask me questions that you may have about anything, but, if you want to know my opinion about a particular subject, feel free to ask. And if I don't know anything about it, I'll look it up and I'll let you know what I find, I find that to be kind of fun for me to do responses, So, let's see, that's the end of my title of the video part there. So if that's what you wanted to hear there, the rest of this is going to be rambling, forewarning. Not rambling, but I'm just going to, go from thing to thing. I wanted to talk about a few different things. Seeds, something that had to do with seeds. Oh yeah, it's the spring again, and I wanted to do like a seed exchange, and I've done this, I don't know if I did it last year, but the year before that, and I think the year before that, I made a video about seeds where, people could like exchange info on there and send seeds back and forth. I collect heirloom organic seeds, and I have for a while, and I try to grow my own, and I've got several different kinds. I have to look through and see what I have, but should definitely do something like that. Okay, so what else? Last night I went to an event last night. It was really fun. It was called Whiteout. It's in Portland at the Bossa Nova Ballroom, and they had like 3 stages in this small venue, DJs, and 3 different DJs at a time, but there was a total of I think probably 12 DJs playing or something, plus a couple performers. Anyhow, the event is held by Black Rock Boutique, which is Burning Man related, let's just say that. So the idea of this was you go in there and they've got white clothes to choose from if you need some, and everyone wears white and it's all black lights. And my wife came home last night, and I was still debating up to that point whether we should go, because I actually entered a contest to win. It was just like a post this to your wall and whatnot, and I ended up winning. I said, well, if I win, I'll just be obligated to go and force myself. So I did, and it wasn't something I thought I might enjoy as much, just because I'm not big on the, rave. I've never been to like a rave. I was never into the rave scene, and I'm not into like places where everybody goes and just makes out, and where it's everyone hitting on each other, young kids, it's just not my thing. The whole neon glow stick generation, which it's totally cool. It was just, it was after my time. I had my own thing. I went to dead shows when I was younger, so it was a weird transition for me through music. My wife and I were talking about it this morning, and I was saying how I'm just glad she can go with me to like a show like that and dance and enjoy it, because it's, everyone has different musical tastes, and her and I didn't grow up listening to that kind of stuff. But you take what what comes your way, you feel whichever groove just moves you. And I really like tribal electronic music. But we were discussing how the keyboard was really the one that brought instruments together. We had, when guitars became amplified and drums, and you could play bigger shows, then keyboards came around and moved, synthesizers, and that changed everything and really carried into the next generation and made music really awesome. I really like it. I'm trying to follow it wherever it goes, because but only what I enjoy. So, yeah, I'm actually the group who held the event last night is holding another one next month. The group's called Living Prism, and they do a few local events, but they're doing one that's called Down the Rabbit Hole, and that one I'm excited to go to, because it's kind of just something my wife and I went to last year and really enjoyed. It's really interesting. In fact, actually, lo and behold, here, the result of globalism, I'm sitting here holding this pocket watch, and it actually keeps time, and it's in great shape, and it has this nice engraved top, and I paid $2.97 for it on eBay. I ordered 2 of them just so I could have an extra one to give to somebody if they asked for the time. And I thought, $2.97. I mean, even though it's just a printed piece, it actually has a pretty decent back dial. It's like a 2-piece, 2 gold tone, one smooth, one shiny, and the one in the back is kind of like textured. Just a little pocket watch, but total piece of crap. But the point is that where globalism has taken us now, we can just buy anything. It's just ridiculous how cheap some things are. But anyhow, it was part of a costume, so I could have got a fake one, was my point, and it probably would have cost me the same amount. But I like having costumes for, going to these things. I always wear my wolf hat with the long ears to the events, and at first I felt a little bit self-conscious, maybe, but didn't realize it at the time. But as nowadays everything's changed, I think it all started It's Soak, which is the regional Burning Man here. Soak last year, and I went with my oldest son, who's 21, and took him, and he really enjoyed it too. But I have this friend who's a DJ here in Portland. His name is DJ B Lit, and he was playing. He had one of the camp we stayed in with him and his buddy Bumblebee, who was another DJ, and throughout the night they would take turns DJing, and then about 3 to 4 a.m., he played this set, B Lit did, that was like, it was awesome. It was like a Missy Elliott remix in there, and then some tribal stuff, and just a bunch of random stuff that really just hit for me. And at the moment, there I was with my wolf ears, 4 in the morning, tripping balls. I'd taken some LSD, I think like 4 or 5 hits, I can't remember, 4, who knows. And at that point, I just got into it, and I started moving, and all of a sudden something took over. And since that day, it's like, I think and then at Excision it happened again. I really just started moving, and I realized I like to dance, but it's my feet like to do their own thing. I like to just feel good moving around, and it gets my blood flowing. It's like the best exercise I've ever had. So my therapy would be going out on the dance floor and dancing to anything. And in retrospect, when I was younger, I should have, I'd say that, I should have danced more, but I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel like it. I felt it, and I was always moving, I grew. Oh yeah, I had my own little thing going on, but it just gets more and more enjoyable as I get older. And that's what I'm after in life. Never lose that. A person may look and say, you're 40 years old, you're wearing rabbit ears and going to electronica shows. Yeah, so what? I'm happy, You're never going to go anywhere with your life doing that. The thing is, I have nowhere to go. I love it. I've got a family. I've got 3 awesome kids and an awesome wife. I don't have any major issues financially other than the usual, just being broke day to day. Like, not being able to buy the big things we want, but being able to afford to live. And that's really all I want out of life, just to be able to live, Live somewhat comfortably with the basics, without having to think that things have to be better. And, not be too proud to eat top ramen once in a while. But try not to. So what else is new? I had a couple ideas earlier, but I figure I'll make separate videos about those. I really enjoy making videos for YouTube. It's like somebody said the other day, they're like, why do you have 10,000 subscribers but only have like a couple hundred views on each video? And I said, well, it's because my subject matter varies so much on this channel. One person may have subscribed because they saw a video about kratom. One person may have subscribed because they saw a video about cannabis. For another person, it may have been philosophy. Another person, it may have just been a political video. And everybody who has, the thing is, I don't know a lot of other channels like myself where I talk about random subjects, but there are some people who do, and those channels are the same way. I'll click on some videos that interest me and others that I'm just not interested in. In the same way, some of them have like major political views that I just don't agree with, but I remain subscribed to them because there are some points I do agree with. And I really like hearing it from the other side. I think that's crucial and important. But I was saying, I really love having a smaller channel, but even though I've got a lot of subs, I like having only a certain amount of comments because I don't... I want to be able to respond to them all, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't, of course, and I'll never be able to. Even a couple of years ago I made a video saying, no, I'm not going to respond to comments anymore. But, of course you're going to respond to comments. Well, I guess it was a video saying I'm not going to respond to every comment, because at that point I could still actually respond to every comment. But it's funny once in a while when a person leaves a response and they don't get an answer and they're like, I asked you a question. Like, dude, I've got like 40 in my inbox from the last evening, come on. And, so I don't really like it that way. That's why I don't use Facebook Messenger. I hate Facebook, but I use it because I have my Carpo's Botanicals, business group on there where people can get information on what's going on, and a lot of people only use Facebook. So, for some people it's more crucial than a phone to them or any other way of communication. Oh, I see a little worm down here who's lost. Oh man. Here, buddy. There you go. I just saved a worm's life. Did my good deed for the day. That's why I was out here. So I'm going to go now. To sum up the previous part of the video, Carpo Q&A. On this video, ask any questions you want. Leave a comment or a question that you want me to answer, and I'll make a video in a couple days with the responses. So, besides all the other rambling, talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful evening.